So what have I told you about leaving your stone sour CDs in my player? Welcome to Nick Smith Paint's Slipknot today. Thanks for the email saying, hey Grandad, why are you only painting 70s rock stars? Well, today we're going to paint Corey Taylor. And to do this you'll need a large white t-shirt, and you'll need to make yourself a lovely life-size stencil like so. Okay. Let's begin. Okay, now this is a particularly good stencil if you don't like painting eyes, or you can't paint eyes, because they're really just holes in a mask, and you see a little bit of an eyelid there. So basically, lay your stencil out, centre it to where you want it, and then I'm using a burnt sienna sort of brown to lay in, because there's some browns in here which I shall gently suggest. Start off by blocking in the shadow areas, like so, and the other eye. Now here I've cut out a thin line that shows the depth in the mask, like that. Then the sort of nose socket, and then the teeth. Now the teeth are critical for this design because you can't really see the eyes. The teeth give that design more distinction than any other feature. So I've cut away little sections of the negative space for the teeth. So block those in like so. And then the bottom lip, as before I've done, you use contour lines to define the bottom lip. And then follow the outline. The underside, that shoulder, and then now because this picture off of Kerrang hasn't got the top half, I've had to improvise it like so. And I estimate the height, which is about that much, so it's just over past the top of the collar. So you carry on like so, and then there's hair, because this mask is the one that's open at the top. It hasn't got the top on it with all that stitching the later one has. I always bring a few hairs down in front of the mask as well. Now that gives you, whoops, I've gone off a bit there, but that gives you an idea of the proportions and everything. But here I've made a little note to myself, that's to remind me here to paint the eyelid, do that kind of shape, and then put some kind of mesh, sort of a mesh pattern over the eye, which we'll do in black at a later date. But that side's solid black, but this eye has a little bit of the eyelid peeking through, and that gives it a bit more depth. As you can see, there's a bit more fleshy tone there as well. But we'll do that with the black. And then next thing to do is the big reveal. Okay. Now you notice with this design you don't want to go too black too quickly, because you know, once you go black you can't really take it back without painting over it. You can't paint over it on a t-shirt. So there's a bit of depth there on the eye, so we'll put that in. We'll join this line up. Okay, and then the other eye, just carry that line on a bit. And then this is nice and black and dense, but there's a shadow at the top. This really helps it give it form. We'll fill that in black in a minute. But there's lots of streaks of like brown rusty water on the face, which I like because it gives it lots of form. So you can drop those in as you go along, and there's like a squiggly line there, which I kind of do like that. But let's carry on filling in the shape of his face, the mask, I mean. Use that. Then some of the markings on the mask, which are painted in black, need to be defined. And then, working very closely with the photograph, put the edges of the teeth in, which is critical to this design. But pay attention to put the gum lines in, because those negative shapes help define where the teeth are. I've got a bit of a shadow over, and this gap in the middle is critical, you know. That's what makes Corey look like Corey. Okay. Okay, underneath the lip, even though it's a mask, its real lip is poking through the shape, so you do need a bit of shadow underneath. So treat it as you would a normal face. Even though it's a mask, there's still a lot of the same things happening that you get in a portrait. There's a line there, and then this half of the face has got shadow, so you can afford to sort of block these in like this. And then there's like almost like a cheekbone shape, but it's not really. But I think of it as a cheekbone shape to draw it in, because the mask sort of flares in a bit there. So do that, and that, for some reason, that starts to define the shape very quickly. Okay, and again, once you define the edge of the mask, you can actually put a bit of tone on this side as well. But we'll use a different colour to do that. Like so, and then there's a bit of flesh showing there through